So, you've decided to move to a new country. That's huge. It's this incredible journey, right? Full of dreams, ambitions, and the promise of something better. But what happens when that dream is suddenly at risk? Well, today, we're going to talk about exactly how to protect it.
Okay, let's just dive right in. On the left, that's the dream. That's why we do it. But on the right, that's the stuff nobody ever puts in their 5-year plan. And here's the thing. The real trouble, the biggest threats to your future abroad, they almost never come from some big, dramatic disaster. They come from these small, unplanned details you see right here.
And that's the question, isn't it? What could actually go wrong? It's the one we tend to push aside when we're so focused on the goal. Look, the point of this explainer is not to scare you, not at all. It's about giving you the clarity and the framework you need to navigate the system with confidence.
So let's talk about this unspoken risk. We have this image in our heads, right? Deportation. It sounds so dramatic, maybe tied to some huge crime, but honestly, the reality is way quieter. It's more like a slow drip, a bunch of small, seemingly harmless issues that just pile up over time. To really get a handle on how to protect yourself, we've got to be on the same page about what we're even talking about. So let's just demystify this word deportation for a second and get a clear, simple definition.
When you boil it all down, this is it. Deportation isn't really a punishment in the way we think of it. It's a legal process. It's just the country saying, hey, the rules for staying here aren't being met anymore. And that could be because of visa stuff, some unresolved legal issue, or just a change in your official status. Okay, this right here, this is probably the most important thing to grasp. It's a total mindset shift. Forget about that one big, catastrophic event. Instead, start thinking about it like a series of tiny, preventable stumbles. You know, a missed deadline here, an ignored letter there, a small misunderstanding. They all start to stack up.
So where do these stumbles usually happen? Let's break down 3 of the most common immigration traps. And yeah, we're calling them traps for a reason, because they're these sneaky, recognizable patterns, not just some random list of rules.
First up, trap number 1 is all about the paperwork. You know, the nitty-gritty administrative stuff. The deadlines, the forms, the very foundation of why you're legally allowed to be there. And in this game, trust me, the details are everything.
Overstaying your visa? This is probably the classic mistake. It's so easy to think, oh, I just need a few more weeks. But here's the kicker. The system doesn't care about your intentions. It just sees black and white, compliance or non-compliance. And the fallout? Wow. We're talking travel bans, getting future visa applications rejected. This stuff can follow you for years. And this idea of maintaining status is so important. Your right to be in a country is almost always tied to one specific thing, right? Maybe you're a student or you have a specific job. The moment that thing changes, let's say you lose that job, your legal status can instantly become, well, shaky, even if you feel like you haven't done anything wrong.
Okay, trap number 2 gets into what you're actually doing in the country. We're talking about your work and how you deal with local laws. This is where decisions that seem totally minor can blow up into major immigration headaches.
You see this slide? It just nails the disconnect. On one side, you have that gut feeling, it's just a little cash job. I've got to survive, and hey, we get it. But on the other side, the system doesn't see your struggle. It sees unauthorized work. It sees a violation of visa conditions. It's cold, it's clinical, and it's what matters.
And this is another huge myth we need to bust. So many people think, oh, it's only the big, serious crimes that matter. But that's not true at all. In a lot of places, the immigration system and the criminal justice system are 2 totally different beasts. You might get a small fine for, say, driving without insurance, and you think you're done. But that one little ticket could be the thing that triggers a full-blown review of your entire immigration file.
Okay, this last trap, it's the sneakiest one. But honestly, it might be the most dangerous, because it's not about rules or laws. It's all about what's going on inside your head, your mindset, how you make choices, and who you listen to for advice.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Survival decisions without strategy. When we're stressed, when we're backed into a corner, we go into survival mode. We take that cash job, we put off dealing with that scary official letter. But those choices, made out of fear, often dig a much deeper hole for us in the long run.
And this is that dangerous little voice in our heads that says, it won't happen to me. We see other people bending the rules and seemingly getting away with it, so we think, why not me? But the risk is always there, kind of like an invisible debt that's quietly piling up. And one day, boom, It becomes very, very real.
Okay, we've talked about a lot of the scary stuff, but let's be clear. This is not about spreading fear. It's about giving you power. So let's totally switch gears. Let's move from risk to strategy. Let's talk about the actual tools you can use to protect that future you're building.
Here we go. 5 simple, powerful steps you can take right now. 1. Know your visa's rules. I mean, really know them, inside and out. 2. Track everything. Put reminders in your phone for every single expiry and renewal date. 3. Avoid those gray areas. If it feels a little sketchy, it probably is. Just trust your gut. 4. Your documents are your armor. Keep them organized. And 5. Be so careful where you get advice. Go to official sources, not some random comment on social media.
The big idea here is that your immigration journey is cumulative. Think of it like a credit score. Every single choice you make, big or small, gets added to your record. And what you do today has a direct, real impact on your chances of getting residency or citizenship later on.
All right, so let's bring this all home. The whole point of this explainer wasn't to make you anxious. It was to show you that getting through the immigration process successfully, it's not about being lucky. It's not about just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. It's about having a solid, structured plan. So if there's one thing you walk away with today, let it be these 3 words: awareness, discipline, and structure. Awareness of the rules, the discipline to actually follow them, even when it's a pain, and having the structure in place to track everything and make smart choices. That right there is the recipe for protecting your dream.
Look, this whole thing is about moving with purpose, with knowledge. It's about you taking the wheel of your own journey, not just being a passenger. So I'll leave you with this question. Are you ready to stop guessing and start moving smarter?